What is health? What is healing? These are complex questions which have been pondered by healers and laypersons alike since time immemorial. Indeed, healing traditions are as age-old and diverse as humanity itself. The diversity of these healing traditions is in part attributable to isolated peoples in cultural evolutionary process searching for answers into the nature of our health.
Here you could see the Sujindram temple, which is more than 1,000-year-old, with all the rock carvings, and the sound it produces in the this rock temple is amazing. It has its own natural healing process. This traditional healer is using the shells to predict the present and the future of people. This particular person has the unique capacity to not only predict and even suggest different healing techniques. And this is done in front of this amazing temple.
Despite this relative isolation, however, there is a remarkable degree of similarity in healing practices, beliefs, and founding principles when comparing healing traditions among the rich and varied cultures the world over. In fact, there are several major themes on health and wellness which are shared by many traditions. Healers the world over know that the health and wellness of an individual is reliant on the integrated health of the mind, body, and spirit. This is fairly universal among the world's cultures, and based on our studies, we offer another component essential to our health that has not gotten enough attention, when, in fact, it is the most important. It is that of nature, our environment. A healthful environment powerfully embodies harmonious lifeways and is a necessary component in holistic health and wellness. People have always enhanced their health through their intimate relationship with nature. Healers the world over have for millennia sensitized millions to humankind's inevitable connection to nature and nature's timeless nurturance of humankind. This is not a new way of thinking. Respecting the environment was another way that ancient people thrived and maintained good health. So how do we address issues of global concern, clean water, sustainable food production, and healing within the context of our natural world as our healing traditions support? The traditions of our world can lead the way. Kerala, a southern Indian state, is also known as the spice capital of the world, and God's own country for its rich history, cultural, and natural beauty. The region has rich healing traditions extending back for millennia. For thousands of years, people would flock to the region for its culinary and medicinal plants, natural splendor and biodiversity, and its deep healing traditions. Traditional healers of the area concentrate their venues and practice in several main regions. We will focus our adventure in healing on Kanyakumari, where the three oceans meet, and tribal Western Ghats. The main healing traditions that are practiced throughout this region are Siddha, Ayurveda, herbal healing, and naturopathic healing. These oral traditions are still taught. There are many similarities and instances of shared roots. All observe natural healing ideologies.
This standing at the toe of very famous Tamil poet Thiruvallur, who has not only written thousands of poems, which all has a unique healing power for people who read that poems. And we are looking at all kinds of people come to this Kanyakumari, the southwest corner. Here is a holy man who is threading threads, which has healing power. This area is known as Triveni Sangamam. This is the only place in the world. There are three oceans merge. Bay of Bengal, Indian Ocean and the Arabian Sea. And people come here from all over the world. And this place, they say, is a place where they not only watch away their misdeeds, they did it this generation. Also, they do it for their forefathers and their people before them who were in this world, so that their soul will have a peaceful living in this new world. So, typically you are supposed to take a 3 dip in the water, or you can just pour water like this, as I'm doing on my colleague here. This healer is explaining to us the power of cosmics at this ocean area where the three oceans merge, and he is explaining the significance of water as part of the healing, and also the sun and the moon and the stars and that all different horoscope which falls into people's lifestyle in general. And he is saying what the significance of different ceremonies are.
गायत्री सावित्री सरस्वती कन्या तानु भीम मातुर पितुर नवतीर्थ चित्र से जानी जानी महावाणी जन्मानित पादा विष्णु प्रश्न वदेवदे सकल पाप विमोचन सिद्धिरस्तु.
திருப்பதி குருவாய் அப்பனே வந்தாச்சு. திருப்பதி பாலாஜி நல்ல டைம், பயப்பட வேண்டாம். உங்க ராசிக்கு எங்க போனா நீங்க தானே ராஜாசு போன போக்குதான்.
Evidence of ancient civilization and its views into the nature of health and wellness is prevalent in contemporary India. Thousands of years ago, Indian scholars identified the art of healing. In many of their ancient writings, healers communicated many ways for healing a person's body, mind, and spirit. For example, the Charaka Samhita is believed to have arisen around 400 to 200 BC. It is thought to be one of the oldest and most important ancient authoritative writings on Ayurveda. Unlike modern medical intervention, their approaches to healing do not involve long-term side effects for people, and elements in nature are very much incorporated into their approaches. Our journey has taken us to the beautiful, lush campus of Amrita in Coimbatore, India. This place in and of itself is a marvel. Just over 10 years ago, it was a desert, and through human ingenuity, hard work, and the industrious nature of the people in the area, they have transformed it into a plush oasis. This is the southern foothills of the Western Ghats. This here is called Elephant Mountain. You can see the kind of the back, the head, the trunk. It's a famous landmark.
Yeah.
Here I am standing in front of Saraswati. This is the goddess of education.
Name?
Shankaracharya.
Shankaracharya.
He was born in Kerala. And at the age of 32, he passed away, and he wrote dozens of philosophical interpretation of, to Kanyakumari. This all happened almost 800 years ago. There was no transportation or whatsoever, and they claim he has a possibility of immunizing himself, what do you call it, and then recreate his own body thousands of miles away, That process is still under research, and there are sightings of him all the way in Himalayas and in Kanyakumari in the same time. There are eyewitnesses. How could that be possible?
It is unfortunate in Western society that many in the scientific community negate the oral traditions and ask for proof. The proof is there. There have been millennia of observation, then trial and error. This is the scientific method. The Indian healing practices of Ayurveda and astrological methods go back thousands of years. The Ayurvedic form of healing enriches the qualities of life of a person through the different sensations of sound, touch, vision, taste, and smell. Much like the Appalachian Mountain peoples, Native Americans, Far Eastern cultures, and others who embrace stewardship worldview, elements of nature are very much incorporated into healing practices of the people of India. Prana is one of the most comprehensive concepts linking different abstract thought systems in Indian healing traditions. It connects Vedic concepts which serve as congruent overlays on a common underlying set of life processes. The dozens of modes of healing, including Siddha, Ayurveda, Yogic, Tantric, Tribal, and Folk, imbue this concept in one form or another. Alright, here I am, standing next to the neem tree. Neem tree. Neem grows all over India. It's a wonderful, wonderful medicinal plant, many different applications. From fevers to inflammation. The local people use this from anything from for a bug spray, bug repellent, to organic agriculture. It's called Azadirachta indica. Azadirachta indica. And it's a beautiful tree. You could see the compound leaf structure, and you can feel the power. Beautiful. Azadirachta indica. It's got kind of like olive-like fruits. Amazing, amazing. Many different applications. Tastes kind of bitter. Very healthful. This is part of Amrita's wisdom. Here we are at their water purification area. All of the wastewater of the campus and local areas come here. It is agitated and oxygenated via this technology. It is then left to settle and bioremediate via beneficial microorganisms in an environmentally friendly way. It is then filtered and used to grow these beautiful, beautiful trees.
A lot of money.
Here we are at Amrita in the vermicomposting cubicles. And I have Kanan here who wants to tell you all about important.
The vermicompost yard. The difference between the normal compost and the vermicompost is worms are much more possible for producing the compost with high organic acids and antacids with the great number of microbial populations in that compost. So all the plant debris and the cow dung we apply together, and then we partially decompose it, and the product has been taken for making compost. So we simply apply the partially decomposed material, the plant debris and the animal cow dung here, and we just introduce the earthworms here. So that will decompose further and the castings will be produced. So that casting has lot of organic content in it. So we can collect both the earthworms and the earthworm cocoons, the young earthworms, and also the compost. So this has the very good potential of producing. It is not harmful to the crops, agriculture crops, horticulture crops, forestry trees. So wherever we are going for, we can apply this compost. So in this globalized market, so the organic production has more values. This production of vermicompost and utilization of vermicompost supplies a greater talent to this organic cultivation across the globe.
So they take waste, put it all together with earthworms, and they create a superfood for plants. A superfood for plants that's environmentally friendly, and look at that soil. Look how rich that soil is. Botanical superfood. This is the fertilizer of the next millennium. This is how our children will have a sustainable and healthy planet. Because of gentlemen like this and their hard work, their innovation, and their trend setting. This is the answer to slash and burn agriculture. You don't have to burn the trees to create a fertile top layer to plant in. You can vermiculture, compost, put that instead, and then that way you have the living forest. Here we are in the herbal gardens at Amrita. This is a classic example of permaculture, where they have taken an overstory, a tree, medicinal plant, have grown up the tree, a secondary medicinal plant, and underneath the shade of which grows a third. So this is like a three-leveled structure of canopy, symbiont, liana, and understory species. And the true themes of permaculture, maximizing sustainability of the land. This is a model system. Very commendable. This is an excellent example of the doctrine of signatures. Here we stand in the herbal gardens at Amrita, and we're standing under the Marutha. And this plant, the leaves feel cool, and it has the natural property of the bark peeling. The groups of healers locally actually use this for to treat skin conditions, hot conditions, and consistent with the doctrine of signatures. You know, the leaves feel cool, apply it to hot conditions. The bark peels, like the peeling of skin and skin disorders. They use this to heal those things. Terminalia arugina.
And it is the orange family. It comes under the orange.
So here I sit in the Amrita garden next to Yegu marmelos. This is a plant that's traditionally used to treat high blood sugar. It's also a house to many bugs. You can see here this the religious significance is important and denoted as well by the tri shape of the leaves here. This is Shiva's trident. Shiva's trident. So this is very important medicinal plant, both spiritually and physically, to the local groups that use this plant's healing wonders.
Comfort for how long?
Yes.
That question is not asked.
This is what our elders do.
Vashinim Sumaduram Sankirtanalabhini Shamani Yatatikkaturti Vanandatniganishwari Om Namdeshwari Namaha Om Namdeshwari Namaha Om Namdeshwari Namaha. the gooseberry. Hunted. So it's coming. Elephants are hardwood.
And the heartwood of the sandalwood tree is used as an essential oil and for its aromatic and healing properties. And it's such a coveted, such a sacred and special medicinal plant that it's in extreme danger in the wild from over harvesting. And what these wise and innovative individuals have done is they've created this inner sanctum area where they can protect some of these trees from poachers, but it's very difficult for them to protect all of them. And so they're at least doing much more than their part. We need others to join in, don't we, Swamiji?
What is it?
Mango, yummy. This is an amazing occurrence, amazing natural occurrence. Here is a male papaya plant. It's growing right next to the female papaya plant. Papaya, amazing, one of my favorite fruits. In fact, this is a medicinal fruit. It's a cleansing fruit. Most of the indigenous groups actually consume the entire fruit with the seed, which is kind of a peppery flavor. It looks like a black pepper seed. And the seeds are actually anti-parasitic and are extremely tasty. So these aren't quite ripe enough yet. They grow much larger, but just an amazing occurrence. You got the male, daddy, and the female, mommy, growing together. And beautiful healing plant. All right, here we are at Amrita. Myself and my research assistant, Diana. This is the noni. This is an amazing, amazing healing plant. You can see the fruits here. They're compound fruits. These are actually eaten, and the juice from the noni fruit is an extremely powerful antioxidant and healing beverage. You can see how there are multiple seed structures. This is called compound fruit. I'm standing here next to Ocimum sanctum. This is a beautiful, beautiful healing plant of profound cultural significance. Ocimum sanctum. This is holy basil. The local people use it for all sorts of things. They use it for fevers, inflammation, different types of infections, and for many different types of spiritual purposes. In the morning, before sunrise, and at night before sunset, one walks around the Ocimum sanctum, the holy basil, 3 times. 3 times. Places leaves behind the ears, like this. Leave a little offering. This allows for the light in the individual to shine through. All right, here I am in Coimbatore, India. We're at the campus of Amrita. This is our home base for operations with our explorations in the Western Ghats. Behind me you can see the southern end of the Western Ghats. We're heading in early tomorrow morning. We were actually planning on leaving tonight. We're not going to do that though because we've heard that wild elephants are roaming the remote dirt roads right now. So we're going to wait until first thing in the morning, leave at 4 a.m. and head straight up. What's the name of this wildlife sanctuary? All right, here we are in Indragandi National Park. We're on the southern slopes of the Western Ghats. On this side of the slope, it's a lot drier as opposed to the eastern slope where the prevailing winds off of the Arabian Sea come in and drop their precipitants. You'll see a lot more plush greenery, completely different traditional healing system because the flora is completely different. On this side, you see this dry, kind of semi-arid region where we're looking for the myrrh trees like the gugul myrrh, Commiphora mucule. This is one of the medicinal plants we're in search of at this point. We'll stop and talk with some local healers and show you all the gugul. And then once we cross over and are on the eastern side of the Western Ghats, the western side of the Western Ghats, we'll see a lot more plush greenery, houseboats, culture shifts definitely, and plush bush. Here we are in the eastern slope of the Western Ghats. This is a semi-arid region. In semi-arid regions, you see lots of aromatic plants. And in this particular area, there are a tremendous amount of medicinal plants. And the local people, this tree here, this is gugul. It's Commiphora species. It has a lot of multiple medicinal properties. It's used a lot in Ayurvedic medicine. What they use is the sap between the bark and the tree. There's all different kinds of uses for it, but the sap begins to ooze out of this guy here. For the medicinal plant, for the collection of the medicinal sap, you go to the new shoots and pick the bark, and then it'll come out, and that's what you use. Okay.
Siddha Vaidyam, one of the oldest traditional medical systems of mankind, is one among the three indigenous medical sciences of India. Ayurveda and Unani are the other two. Siddha, less widely known than Ayurveda and Unani, is relatively localized to the southern states. Origin timeframes remain obscure. It is speculated to have originated in the Indian subcontinent more than 7,000 years ago. Referred to as Siddha Vaidyam, Thai Vaidyam, or Mother Medical Science, by Siddha practitioners, it is believed that most of the popular medical sciences and healthcare systems of the past and the new era are offsprings of Siddha. The Siddha system maintains that the microcosm and macrocosm are one and the same. It is a system which diagnoses ailments by reading state of balance in Vata, Pitta, and Kapha nadis, and treating the imbalances by administering a wide range of elixir-like medications prepared out of medicinal plants, herbs, metals, minerals, non-metals, and other ingredients. Ayurveda, the Sanskrit word meaning science, or wisdom of life, addresses the uniqueness of each person on a case-by-case basis in an effort to facilitate protection and health from within. It takes a comprehensive and holistic approach inclusive of spirituality and lifestyle and promotes careful consideration of and harmony with nature.
Our earth. We'll decide how to proceed together.
It teaches that all illness affects both the body and the mind, and that illness and treatment of ailments of the mind and body unity are inextricably intertwined. It teaches that human beings are highly complex organisms comprised of matter and antimatter, and that a constant interaction and balance between these two is what determines the state of our mental and physical health. A dogma of Ayurveda is that no life function operates independently, and that where there is imbalance, illness ensues. Ayurveda also asserts that the body is comprised of universal elements of air, earth, fire, water, and ether. These 5 elements also comprise the 3 doshas, or bioenergies. They are Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, and their influence is said to affect all mechanisms of the body. In most individuals, a dosha predominates and defines body type and temperament. The basis of treatment in Ayurveda is promoting balance of one's doshas. This balance is promoted by various practices including lifestyle and dietary modification as well as detoxification therapy. In the less formal systems of naturopathic healing, which focuses on the power of the sun, moon, stars, earth, and elements of nature, including mud and water, as well as tribal herbal healing, we see much overlap and evidence for possible beginnings of the formal systems.
They didn't want to commercialize. the mountains becomes more and more wet. This is where the chaya grows. This is where the chaya grows. This is where a lot of special sacred medicinal plants, endemic to the Ghats but rare elsewhere, grow. So this is where the healers are. This is why we're here. Today, we'll be heading a little down the eastern, down the western slope of the Western Ghats, and we'll be working with some traditional healers in some remote villages there. All right, here we are on the southwestern slope of the Western Ghats, southern India. We're here to talk to some Mudua healers, Mudua people. We call this dense, high rainforest bush their home. Let's join them. Here, this is black pepper. Same kind you get in the grinders back home. Piper species. This is Piper nigrum. A couple of innovative things about Piper is you see the leaf venation and these nodules. This is specific to Piper. Piper is a very significant medicinal plant family. Many different Pipers are medicinal and therapeutic in value. Many different indigenous peoples use it for these reasons. All right, we're standing right here next to a very sacred and special medicinal plant. This is Theobroma cacao, chocolate tree. This is how chocolate grows. Tree, pods come right out. Chop it open, there's some beautiful, beautiful pulpy seeds. Tastes amazing, nothing like the chocolate bars you get in the store. These are not quite ripe yet. What they do then is they kind of ferment, dry, grind, and then drink the chocolate. Beautiful, beautiful plant. Guys have any particular problems that you think our partnership could begin to address?
ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് സാമ്പത്തികപരമായിട്ട് പിന്നോക്കം നിൽക്കുന്നതിൻ്റെ പേരിൽ ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് പല ഭാഗങ്ങളിൽ എത്തിപ്പെടാനും ഇത് ബന്ധപ്പെട്ട് പോകാനും രോഗികളുമായിട്ടും മറ്റുള്ള കാര്യത്തിനെല്ലാം ബന്ധപ്പെടാനും വലിയ ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടുണ്ട്.
With other healers is we've helped them to develop a central location that they governed and that people came to for their help. Very much similar to those which other groups experience.
നോക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്നതെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ കൈവശകാരികളെല്ലാം തിരിച്ചതിന് ശേഷം വനമായിട്ടുള്ള ഭാഗങ്ങൾ തിരിച്ചിട്ടിട്ട് അവരെ സംരക്ഷിക്കൽ മാത്രമാണ് വനസംരക്ഷണം. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ പ്രത്യേകമായിട്ട് കൈവശം തിരിച്ചതിന് ശേഷം കൈവശമില്ലാത്ത ഭാഗം വനം തിരിച്ചതിന് ശേഷം അത് സംരക്ഷിക്കൽ മരങ്ങൾ സോഷ്യൽ ഫോറസ്റ്റ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എസ്പെഷ്യൽ കേന്ദ്ര സർക്കാരിൻ്റെ വെച്ചുപിടിപ്പിക്കാൻ ഞങ്ങൾ കൂലിപ്പണിക്കാതെ
social forestry of Sambhavi government,
ഇടയിലുള്ള രോഗത്തിനെ പറ്റിയ വിശേഷമായിട്ട് അന്വേഷിച്ച് കണ്ടുപിടിച്ച് സമയങ്ങളും ഈ മഴയുടെയും ക്ലൈമറ്റിൻ്റെ അടിസ്ഥാനത്തിൽ മാത്രമേ ഞങ്ങൾ
ശ്വാസം മുട്ടൽ, ത്വക്ക് രോഗങ്ങൾ, വാദം, മുട്ടിന് നീര്, നട്ടലിൻ്റെ ഭാഗം ഏത് ഭാഗം തേഞ്ഞ് ഇങ്ങനെ അനങ്ങി പശുലാടെ വെള്ളം വറ്റി ആ തേഞ്ഞ് അഴഞ്ഞു വന്നേക്കും ഉരഞ്ഞുരഞ്ഞ് തേയ്മാനം ഉണ്ടാവുക, അതിന് നീർക്കെട്ടുണ്ടാവുക, വേദന ഉണ്ടാവുക, സഹിക്കാൻ മേലാതെ വരിക, അതിന് എല്ലാ വിധത്തിലുള്ള ആൾക്കാരും വരുന്നുണ്ട്.
And as the elder articulated quite well, if his medicine and his healing didn't work, there wouldn't be 200 to 300 patients coming to visit him a day. He says that he could cure any disease if it's caught in time.
So when you work, what kind of tool do you use for pressure points, or do you use your hand?
എൻ്റെ കൈ കൊണ്ടാണോ അതോ എന്തെങ്കിലും
How many pulses do you feel? 3 pulses.
മെഡിസിൻ പോലെയാണ്.
ഏതാണ്ട് പോയിന്റുകൾ. ചൈനീസ് മെഡിസിൻ എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ ഈ അക്യുപഞ്ചർ പോലെ ഇത് വർമ്മം
96 touching points in your body.
തൊടുവർമ്മ ഇത് മർമ്മ.
These all are the points in your body.
ഇത് മർമ്മ.
There are a lot of
There's one in the groin.
important.
The main point. അത് തൊട്ട് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ജീവിക്കില്ല.
Don't do that. I got important work to do.
അങ്ങനെ ചെയ്യില്ല. ആരെ അടിച്ചിട്ടില്ല, ആരെ അടിക്കില്ല, ആരെ ഉപദ്രവിച്ചിട്ടില്ല. അറിയാവുന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അഹങ്കാരം കാണിക്കണം.
Comes from medulla oblongata to this one. This is very important. Another one. This is 2 sides of bone.
പിന്നെ
A long time to learn all these things. God created all these points, but at the same time, it creates a protection to all these points. So there is no accident in things.
And this is called marmum.
Marmum. Yeah, marmum. Yeah.
Marmum.
this is the medicine.
This is the marmum. This wise, sagely man is a marmum master. Marmum master. They know how to touch you just right to heal you.
പിന്നെ അതുപോലെ
On this hand, right?
Left.
Vata, Pitta, Kapha.
വാത പിത്ത കഫ. വാത പിത്ത കഫ ഇത്രയും പോയ. ഇത് വാദം എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ റൊമാറ്റിസം.
Other diseases.
ഡിസീസസ്. ഇത് വാദപിത്ത കഫ. കഫ എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ ഈ അടി തട്ടുമുട്ടൊക്കെ കിട്ടിയ അസുഖങ്ങൾ അതൊക്കെയാണ് ഇതിൽ കണ്ടുപിടിക്കുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ 15 സെക്കൻഡ് ഉണ്ടല്ലോ ഈ മേഘവാദമൊക്കെ ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഇതിൽ കണ്ടുപിടിക്കാൻ പറ്റും. വാദ പിത്ത കഫ അങ്ങനെയാണ്.
He says that the first blessing has to be obtained from God.
So Vata, Pitta, Kapha. After you do this, and you assess, how do you treat the patient? Do you give herbs? Do you just know where to touch? Do you spiritual practices after you diagnose?
ഇത് ഇങ്ങനെ മനസ്സിലാക്കി കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് നമ്മൾ പേഷ്യന്റിന്
To use healing to make the world a better place.
നമ്മളോട് കൂടി സംസാരിച്ച് വളരെ
പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട് നമ്മുടെ നാട്ടിൽ പെൺകുട്ടികള് ഇതിനെ പറയുന്നത് ആളുകളെ കൂടിയില്ല.
നോക്കി അത് കാണിച്ചു.
You want a dog to bite you, then he will show you. Don't be innocent at the place. He said if someone beats you up, you have swelling all over or so, he makes something with this and he juice. So especially people who get beaten up. I asked him approximately how many people he might have treated in his life. He said almost about then he has also he is good. He is teaching karate too. അതുപോലെ മർമ്മം അറിയാം. Also he knows the points where he can touch you and feel. Feel that. He knows the chi. Called Tripoli. It is a form of black pepper kind of the same family. The taste also really more stronger than black.
ശരി ശരി.
was a child, he had this passion. And he stick to it. So he has this tolerance. It's a very shame, man. Talking about a million people, he already worked for because of that construction now going on. Some plants grow only at the very edge of the lake that are becoming extinct. Until we do something about it.
Yeah. Where did he grow up?
അല്ല അച്ഛനോടെയാണ് ജനിച്ചത്. 5 generations in the same location.
Where?
next to the house where he is, that area.
Okay.
Now he is dependent.
So his
പയ്യനെ ഇതുപോലെയുള്ള ഇതൊക്കെ വെച്ചിട്ടാണ് ഇഷ്ടം. അതുകൊണ്ട് ഇവിടെ ഇന്ത്യയിൽ ആദ്യമായിട്ട് വരികയാണ്.
These are the sacred plants of my people.
അമേരിക്കയിലെ അവിടെ
The ancient Indians were the custodians of a highly evolved civilization with great awareness on the decisive importance as well as the vulnerability of humankind and our natural environment. This wisdom has been propagated to contemporary Indians and Indian sages who consider human health from the point of view of mind, body, spirit, and the environment with multi-factored components. Furthermore, they recognize that social process influence, directly or indirectly, the health and well-being of humankind. In ancient India, the approach to life was very comprehensive, highly integrated with the environment and ecologically sound. It was aimed at promoting a peaceful coexistence with all the living organisms, as well as harmony with the physical environment. Contemporary Indians tactfully implement much of their value-oriented teachings through rituals, folklore, and folk medicine. And indeed, elements of the great healing traditions are beginning to remedy many of our modern-day health complexities, inclusive of lifestyle illnesses.
you take that thing and rub it up. Yeah,
Importantly, elements of these beliefs have arisen independently cross-culturally and have persisted throughout time. This illustrates inherent wisdom in these ideologies and practices. We can learn from these traditions and folk healing practices and apply them for modern-day methods for health and wellness, inclusive of modalities for sustainability and harmonious coexistence with our natural world. Through their wisdom, we could potentiate the growing global consciousness necessary for our existence in a sustainable and healthful fashion into the next millennium. Indeed, it is from them that we have learned that true healing begins within, and that true healing is all around us in nature.
All right, here I sit under the protective boughs of the famed Bodhi tree. This indeed is the type of tree that Buddha sat under, meditated, and attained enlightenment. The name of the tree is Ficus religiosa. Ficus religiosa. Beautiful tree. Very, very powerful. You can feel it as you sit and meditate and be just as Buddha had done.